everyone, and welcome back to the series From Ashes to a New Beginning, written by yours truly, Stacey Holt. Artwork was by Pastelkittygoreart on Instagram, otherwise known as Maddie Kitty 1997 on DeviantArt. I'll leave her links below. I highly recommend you go check out her artwork. I'll also leave everyone that is collaborating within this chapter, which are Cat Noir and Adrien will be voiced by Shane, Etsuko will be voicing Tikki, TitaniumKitten will be voicing Plag, I'll be voicing Marinette, Ladybug, and the narrator. For those who do not know, I recasted some voice actors. I posted this on my community post, so please do not be alarmed. Everyone was okay with these changes and understood why I made these decisions. I hope you like the changes I've made, and remember that we all put a lot of work in voicing these, and I put a lot of work and time in writing these, voicing and editing these as well. So, without further ado, Chapter 27. Disagreements. Ladybug zipped off and made her way back home before Cat Noir. She de-transformed, a little out of breath. She gave Tikki a quick snack, and Tikki was rather silent than usual. "What?" she asked.
"I don't like what you're doing, Marinette,"
Tikki said, eating on her snack. "Tikki, come on. It's been years. He deserves to know."
"I get why you want to tell him, but to risk your identity, you're the guardian."
Tikki sighed. "I know I am, which is why I need someone to be on my side. I need my partner to help me," Marinette explained. Tikki went silent and knew that Marinette had already made her mind up, so anything she told her would be pointless. Marinette frowned and clipped her purse back when she heard the window swing back open. She heard someone come inside the room, and she rushed over and saw Cat Noir smiling happily at her. Marinette's guilt that she was feeling with Tikki melted away, seeing how happy Cat Noir was. She rushed over to him and hugged him, feeling him wrap his arms around her.
"Why are you so happy, princess? I haven't even told you what happened yet."
He laughed. That's right. She wasn't supposed to know. "I saw how happy you were. I just assumed it went well." She blushed, leaning out to look at him.
"Yeah, it went really well."
He laughed. "Well, are you gonna leave me on a cliffhanger? Or are you gonna tell me?" She teased, letting go of him and walking over to the bed to sit down.
"Claws in,"
he whispered. A flash of green, and Plag floated over to his stash of cheese, watching Adrien crawl into the bed beside Marinette. Adrien turned the TV on and curled his arm around her shoulder as they snuggled up with one another.
"Well, LB is gonna tell me who she is tomorrow night,"
he began, a slight blush spreading across his face. Are you blushing? Didn't you have a crush on her?" Marinette asked.
Oh, princess, sorry. It was a childhood crush, yeah, but now it's more excitement. We've been best friends for so long, I'm just really excited."
He let out a breath. "You're that excited?" she asked.
"Yeah, weird thing is, she already knew my identity,"
he said, looking over to Marinette. Oh, really? I wonder how she knew that." Marinette smiled nervously.
At one point I thought you were Ladybug. You're funny, huh?
Adrien laughed. Marinette said, looking over at Adrien. Should she just go ahead and tell him now? He is really excited. Teasing him was fun earlier, but now it feels a little wrong. Wait, did he not think she was Ladybug anymore? How come? Why don't you think I'm Ladybug? She smirked.
"Why?"
he asked.
Well, I saw you and Ladybug together as Multi-Mouse before, remember? Ladybug also cleared your name about knowing if there was going to be a new Ladybug or not. You and her are good friends, huh?
He said. Something like that. Marinette smiled.
"Princess?"
he asked.
Wanna go somewhere with me tomorrow before I meet up with LB?
He smiled softly. "Oh, sure. Where? She asked.
It's a surprise. I'll call it a date right now, but out in public, let's call it hanging out with a friend.
He laughed. Marinette laughed and agreed, then felt him kiss her unexpectedly, causing her cheeks to turn red. Should she tell him now? It wasn't how she thought her big reveal with him would go. She also figured his excitement would grow as the day went on. Maybe letting tomorrow play out might be a good thing. Yeah, waiting to tell him would be a good thing. They watched TV until they both accidentally fell asleep. Plag floated over to Tikki, who was laying inside Marinette's purse.
Sugar cube?
Plag asked, poking his head inside.
Flag? Why are you still up?
Tikki asked.
Are you okay?
Plag asked.
No. Marinette is going to tell him tomorrow night.
Tikki sighed.
I know, Sugar Cube. I heard the kid talking about it earlier.
Plag said, floating inside and sitting beside Tikki.
Flag, I don't have a good feeling about this. I fear something bad will happen.
Tikki said with a frown.
But if they're together, he has to find out eventually, right?
Eventually doesn't mean right now. Hawkmoth is still out there.
Tikki said.
They're a lot stronger now, though, Sugar Cube. They don't have cooldown like they did as children.
Plag smiled.
Flag, just because they are stronger and more experienced doesn't give them a reason to break rules that were set there for a reason and be reckless.
Why not trust them? Master Fu did.
Tikki went quiet and knew Plag was right. Master Fu put his trust in Marinette and Adrien for a reason. He trusted them when they were mere children, and now they were adults. Adults who have done everything they could to protect the city with their lives on a daily basis. Plag and Marinette were right.
You're right. Maybe I should trust her more. She isn't a kid anymore.
Tikki smiled, seeing Plag smile. Tikki hugged Plag, catching Plag off guard, but he hugged her back nonetheless. The hug between them was short but sweet, like a cold, gentle breeze on a hot summer's day. It was a calming comfort. Tikki let go of Plag and lay back down in the purse, smiling at him.
Thank you.
No problem, Sugar Cube. Sleep tight.
He said, floating away, letting her go to sleep. The next morning's sunrise peeked through the window, cascading onto Adrien's eyelids as he lay sleeping in bed. As the sun grew brighter and brighter, it started to slowly awaken the boy who tried to sleep away the day to get to that night. He rolled over on his side and slowly opened his eyes, feeling a body laying next to him. He let his vision focus on her and saw her sleeping soundly as she lay next to him. Her hair cascading down her shoulders as the blanket lay a little lower than her shoulder to reveal her fair skin, though something caught his eye. He blinked several times and reached over and lifted the blanket off of Marinette and saw a scar on her shoulder, barely visible from where he was laying, but still there. He leaned over her and saw it more clearly now. It looked faded, but it was still there. His body shifting toward her must have woken her up, because she rolled over on her back to look up at him with a confused look. He sat up on his butt and looked at her, a little guilty for prying.
Good morning.
He said sheepishly. What were you doing? She asked.
I saw something on your shoulder and wanted to see.
He said honestly. It's a scar, she said plainly.
From what?
He didn't know if he should ask, but he wanted to know. He thought he knew everything about his girlfriend, but apparently not. He wanted to know everything about her. He loved her after all. I got it when... She trailed off. She couldn't tell him it was during an Akuma fight. It would give away the surprise. I got it when I was younger. I fell and I had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Marinette smiled.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
He said, hoping he didn't bring up any bad memories. Marinette smiled and sat up from the bed and leaned over to him and kissed his cheek, making him blush. It's all right. Are you ready for today? She said, sliding out of bed and grabbing some clothes out of her little dresser beside the bedside.
Yeah, Are you ready for our date?
He said, doing the same thing. Thought this wasn't a date. She laughed.
It is. It's a secret date.
He winked. Let me get dressed, and I'll meet you downstairs. She smiled, seeing him gather his clothes as she walked to the bathroom to change.
You got it. Don't eat breakfast. We can get it on the way.
He smiled, taking his shirt off to change into another shirt. Her face turned red seeing him shirtless and disappeared into the bathroom. Adrien laughed and smiled as he changed into his clothes as Plag rolled his eyes.
You like cat noir show too much, kid.
Plag groaned.
You think so? Is that a bad thing?
Adrien laughed.
If certain people catch on, it is.
Marinette took a deep breath and began changing into her clothes and saw Tikki fly out of her purse. Tikki, what are you doing? What if he comes in here? She said.
He won't. He knows you're changing.
She laughed. Marinette knew Tikki was right. Adrien wouldn't barge into the bathroom when she was changing for any reason, unless she was screaming for help. And the likeliness of that happening was slim.
All I was going to say before you had your date was...
Tikki began. I know, Tikki. You're gonna scold me, aren't you? Marinette frowned.
Not at all. Plag talked to me last night and he actually convinced me that you both aren't children anymore. Masterfoot trusted you as a guardian for a reason. I should trust your judgment.
Tikki smiled, making Marinette smile gratefully. Thank you, Tikki, Marinette said, hugging Tikki to her cheek. Marinette finished changing and Tikki flew back into her purse. Marinette brushed her hair and put them into her usual pigtails and left the bathroom, making her way downstairs to meet Adrien. She walked down the steps and saw him waiting for her in the foyer. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you can go check out some of my other videos like Thunderstorms, which is Season 1, Downpour, which is Season 2 of Thunderstorms, The Butterfly That Brought Us Together, and so on. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!